A banged-up Jimmy Butler scored 14 of the Warriors' 27 points in the fourth quarter on a night where Himmy dropped a Warrior-high 27. Butler shot 7 for 12 from the field in Game 4, but more impressively, a perfect 12 for 12 from the foul line, as his ability to slow down the game by getting to the charity stripe continues to be prevalent for the Dubs' tempo. Butler also had 5 rebounds, which included the game-winning board, a block to go along with a Warrior-high 6 assists to 0 turnovers. With this, Butler tied Michael Jordan in all-time playoff games with 25, 5, and 5 to go along with 0 TOs. By far the most impressive part about what Jimmy did on Monday night was the fact that he did what he did at far from 100%.
Yeah, we had to have him. I mean, if this were the regular season, he'd probably miss another week or two, but it's the playoffs, and he's Jimmy Butler. So this is what he does. The rebound at the end was just incredible. The elevation, the force, and of course knocking down the free throws to clinch it. Jimmy was just amazing.
I'm not gonna say that I'm not hurting, but it's a good pain whenever it's all towards winning. I feel like they got me here to help do something special, and if I'm out there on the floor, I'm expected to produce and help win, so I'm glad that I was able to do that tonight.
And did it hurt more with a bump or a fall? You definitely hit the floor a couple times.
A couple times, but I'm a big boy. I'm like 35 years of age now, so I know how to handle those type of things. Get some more treatment, get some rest. Domino's coffee kids.
Butler even had the energy to go back and forth with Dillon Brooks. As you can see, Jimmy had some harsh words for the up-in-his-grill Brooks. After this exchange with Dillon the villain, Jimmy went on to score 23 points.
Jimmy, you and Dillon got into it. It looked like you guys were having fun, like took it back to the playground almost, it looked like. What was it like out there? And it looked like you guys were like going back and forth. Did you enjoy that element of the game?
No, we're not having fun. You give me a break for this. I don't like Dillon Brooks, so we're never having fun. I'm a fierce competitor. He's a fierce competitor, but there ain't nothing fun about that.
So when you look at some of the pictures, I was looking at the pictures, and it looked like he was trying to have fun, but you weren't going for it.
No, I'm not going for that. And I don't think anybody is trying to be friends with anybody on either team. That's for sure. Fun is winning. Fun is competing. And it's going to be fun whenever we get 4.
Stephen Curry had led the Warriors in scoring in 20 of his last 22 playoff games, so the chef was due for an off night. And while Curry hit a big shot from the corner to beat the shot clock in the fourth quarter, the Warriors' number 1 option finished with just 17 points. That's why the real Alfred in Alfred Podziemski stepping up to drop 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals was so crucial. The Warriors need Pods to continue having performances like this, given he's the team's 3rd scoring option. We'll get to this team's anchor in Commissioner Gordon Draymond Green, but Brandon, aka Alfred, became the youngest Warrior to drop 25, 5, and 5 in a playoff game of all time, passing 2022 NBA champion Jordan Poole. Also, Pods became the 4th youngest player in NBA history behind Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, and LeBron James, and ahead of Luka Doncic to drop at least 25, 5, and 5 to go along with 5 3-pointers made in a playoff game. Alfred gave big ups to Robin post-game.
That's what he's been doing for a long time. Here in Miami, wherever he's been, is playoff Jimmy. Just to see him, do everything in his power the last couple of days to get back to this point, and just trying to be out there for Game 4, even though we won Game 3 without him, just to see his perseverance and do all the things he was required to do to get back. You can see that he wants to win. He's a winner.
The should-have-been DPOY Commissioner Gordon Draymond Green neutralized Alperen Şengün with elite strength, defensive footwork, instincts, and clean contest timing. But describing the final stop best was the man himself.
He likes the ISO right in the middle of the paint. He started coming downhill. I gave a little ground. And Stack always tells us it's a time that you have to get serious. He said it's time to get, and you just try to pick that point. I want to pick it too early, where he's facing me, and now I'll pick up a cheap one. So just try to find that sweet spot and where to get serious, as Stack says. And I thought I found a good spot. He took a deep jump up.
You said sometime, I think it was.
Speaking to how elite Draymond was on the defensive end on Monday, Alperen Şengün shot 8 for 13 with everyone else on him besides Draymond, while he shot 3 for 12 with Green defending him. These were the best sound bites from after the Warriors took a commanding 3-1 series lead, even with the whistle being against them and Stephen Curry having a rough game by his standards.
Scale of 1 to 100, how good do you feel about your chances in that situation?
1 being great or 100 being great?
100 being great.
100. I feel like I'm 100. Yeah. I mean, he's the best defender I've ever seen in my life. He rises to the occasion, on top of being a great defender, he's an incredible competitor. And so anytime, and we've seen it, I've seen it for 11 years, game on the line, Draymond making a stop, it's like having Steph Curry take the shot.
Made about you this series, if you felt your restraint from yourself and kind of walking that line?
I'm always walk that line. That's who I am. Habitual line stepper. What his presence does for this team is humongous. The first 3 quarters, he couldn't move. Not sure how he started moving in the fourth quarter, but first 3 quarters, he couldn't move. And yet, he never complained. He stuck with it. And I think when it was most important, when the time was right, everybody on our side looked to get him the ball. And when you get him the ball, he made great things happen for himself or for others. And, it was huge. I think my favorite play was the last rebound. I looked up, I thought it was Kuminga out there flying. It was Jimmy. That was my favorite play of all of them that he made.
As the series has gone on, they've tried a bunch of different things with their defense. And so I think having high IQ players on our side, being able to recognize that kind of thing and make adjustments throughout the game, within the game, has been huge. I think our coaching staff's done a good job in-game adjustment-wise. Obviously, the starting lineup with Buddy kind of put Şengün on me, which is fine with me. And so they made an adjustment by playing Adams and going zone most of the night. And that's how you saw me and Buddy get a lot of our threes.
Brandon, Draymond.
Hey, fellas, I'm going to utter some words that have never been spoken before by anybody on earth. Buddy Hield, you set the tone defensively.
Space or no space, Steph is gonna Steph. I see it on Instagram all the time. And he's gonna make incredible shots, and he's gonna get the ball to everybody where they're comfortable in space. He has the most difficult job in this league, I would like to think, and he handles it with grace. He's always smiling, teammate of the year, and he's great for a reason.
Sheer determination and will. We held it down in Game 3, and I know he wanted to be out there, and injuries are tough, especially in the playoffs. But for him to gut through that first half and get the wheels going and then get turned up, second half, both ends of the floor, it's why he is who he is and why he means so much to us. So this is, gutty performance for sure.
We've been here for many years and still feeling like we have a chance, but not quite there and need a little boost. And our ownership group made a 2-year, $120 million commitment for us to get that boost. And what he's meant since he's been here. Like tonight was great. He played through the injury. It was beautiful. But it's just his presence. What his presence does for this team is humongous. The first 3 quarters, he couldn't move. Not sure how he started moving in the fourth quarter, but first 3 quarters, he couldn't move. And yet, he never complained. He stuck with it. And I think when it was most important, when the time was right, everybody on our side looked to get him the ball. And when you get him the ball, he made great things happen for himself or for others.
I got my joy back, as some would say. But more than anything, it's always good to win. Let me go, man. Go back there. What are you going to do? Nothing on national TV.
I hate to give Buddy a compliment, so I'm not going to. But number 7 on our team really brought the defensive mentality tonight, made some big shots. And he stinks. I just gotta.
Is Alfred gonna get any love anytime soon?
I don't know who do you think Alfred would be?
Buddy,
I think
Buddy thinks he's Alfred.
That is not the right answer. No. Who?
Buddy said he's Alfred.
No. Buddy is not in this. Buddy's the Joker or something. He's the evil man.